This little girl today kept staring at my shirt.
Okay. We're broadcasting now.
We are to the world.
Yeah, well, to YouTube.
To all of the interwebs.
How are you, Matt?
I'm good.
You look
Been running errands all day.
Thames.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Well, I've been
Oh yeah,
dazzling.
you guys. Yeah, I heard about you guys running around.
Yeah, getting Riverdale book bags.
Not on the agenda. What?
All right, I have to cover that screen so that I don't keep seeing.
Ah,
Okay, I just turned off Messenger because someone messaged me and it was like, boop, boop.
All right. Do you have stuff for us to talk about?
Do you?
all right.
Love it. Love it.
Well, actually, I have a long list of stuff for us to talk about, but I don't know. I don't know how much we're gonna get to.
Well,
Sorry,
since we don't have anything on the agenda right now,
I
think we'll get to a lot of it.
Mindy just joined the live stream and she said it's about damn time.
It's about damn time that we're doing a live stream.
Or that we started.
Earlier, and here it is.
Yeah.
Significantly later.
Can you see both of us? That's like a first.
Can I see what?
Both of us. Well, can you see the video feed for both of us?
Oh yeah, it's working fine. I don't know what happened that first time.
I don't know. Life, man. Life. Which is crazy because I hate my makeup, so it's like, of course we're gonna work today.
Webcam app work 100% of the time.
And I purchased this webcam app, y'all, $2.99.
So you use your phone? You don't have an actual like camera?
I do, but it won't work. I don't understand, and I guess I could figure it out, but who has the time?
Because most computers have one built in now.
I'm literally looking at it, and it's not working, and I don't understand what the issue is. But anyway,
like $2.99 could have not been spent, and we could have figured out the webcam on the laptop.
I tried,
but it's whatever.
I hit webcam, it didn't work. All right, this is super
All right.
This is a super interesting topic.
Yeah,
hey, did you see that? Glad You Came went on Tinder to promote their podcast.
I did.
I think we should do Grindr. I feel like that's our that's our market.
And they got in a big fight with some guy.
We should do that. But I feel like people would be like,
is your picture just like you holding up a sign that has "That's what I said" on it?
No, what?
To advertise it?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Sorry.
Would you ever consider doing that? We should have to try Grindr though.
We can talk about it.
Okay. I was like, I'm totally stealing that idea. Oh, I'm really stealing it. Since they were so nice to us this week. I'll steal from them.
All right, you ready?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready. Oh, you got to get your podcast voice on.
Well, yeah, we got to actually start this thing. I got to
Hit
start.
it.
You're listening to That's What I Said, a podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew Dickens, and with me this week, like she is every week, is Joanna Zaleski.
Hey, what's up, internet?
Hi. I'm tired of talking to just you, so I think we should invite a special guest onto our show this week.
I think I know him.
How do you feel about that?
He's pretty cute. Sure, I'm cool. Sorry.
Wow.
I was like, I didn't answer the question.
So joining us this week is Joanna's husband, Ryan. Do you want to introduce him? You know him better than I do.
I do. We went way back. I saw him once in first grade when we were at our first communion in St. Jude Catholic Church in Sumter, South Carolina. Hashtag oh good, I'm not gonna verbally hashtag, that's lame. I just did, but Sumter life, Scumter. Anyway, but we have a picture together at our first communion, and you basically wear like a mini wedding dress.
Mm-hmm. So that was yours' first wedding.
Yeah, and like we're standing next to each other. I don't know why we took a picture together because I didn't know him. He went to St. Anne's, I went to St. Jude. It's very much like the Jets and the Sharks.
The rival school.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a real Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, real Romeo. And I think my mom was like just looking for any little boy to take a picture with. And Ryan looked clean.
I did qualify.
I don't know why she picked Ryan, but there's a picture of us like And then we didn't talk forever because you know that rivalry. Can't say that
Turf
word.
war.
Yeah, turf war. We'll say that. 'Cause I can't rivalry. Hey, kinda. Anyway, and then we met up again in high school. And this is a true story. I scrapbooked. I don't know why. Or my mom scrapbooked the picture of Ryan and me together. And I brought it to school in high school because I thought this is before Facebook, so I couldn't do a Throwback Thursday.
So you
I had MySpace, so I had to physically bring in photos for my Throwback Thursday.
You had to share your photos in person.
Yeah, anyone else? And someone was like, "Is that Ryan Marcella?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, do you know him?" I was like, "Not really, but I mean, I guess I have a photo of him. That's not weird."
First time hearing that story. So,
I didn't tell you about
no.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know who it was. It was like, that's kind of weird that you have his photo. I was like, I didn't even know it was in here. Is that who that is? I don't even know. I didn't know who it was. And Ryan was a lot cooler than me. He had
this is news to me.
he had trip pants, and
You have
he
what
had
pants?
One pair.
Don't touch that. It makes 20 more pop up. Yeah, I had to fix
What?
that.
What did
Sorry.
you call them?
Trip pants. You know what the goth pants with all the chains?
TRIPP. It was a brand.
Oh, was it a brand? I just thought someone because you could trip over them.
No.
Oh.
It was a brand. They sold it at Hot Topic. Yeah, it was super edgy.
But you had gelled hair and you always had like a comical shirt. And I was like, he's so cool. I even put that in our vows. I was like, I saw you across the calf one day and you're
the calf one day.
Calf. I was cool. And I was like, he's so cool. But we weren't friends. And
Whoa.
and then we were in newspaper together and he was I was in newspaper class and I was crushing in newspaper class. I was the only one in that class to get every article I published in the paper. And he would always advise us. I think you came over and said, well, clearly you don't need any help because we always pick your articles. So
sounds right.
So you didn't hang out with me.
Sorry. Be worse.
So then we hang out all the time and he had a girlfriend and I had a boyfriend. Can I make it any more obvious? No, I was trying to make a Skater Boy reference.
You were.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Point. Anyway,
we
hung out all the time in newspaper, and he liked to wear my jackets. He always used to joke like, "I'm gonna steal your jacket," and then he just walk around with my jackets. And then we quoted Rent together, and he was really awesome. And he had a girlfriend, and I had a boyfriend, so it didn't.
For the record,
yeah,
the jackets was for the Chris Farley fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, I kind of thought you liked my
it was more for a joke and less romantic.
No. I mean, it was cool. They were nice. I kept coming back to them, but also it's because I am quite large. They were quite small.
But also, fun fact, I don't know if Ryan knows this. The girls in newspaper had a list of like cutest boys in newspaper. And are you all right, Matt? Your eyes got really wide.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Stop talking.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure anything is recording right now.
Awesome.
Our love story.
Probably good because I expect it to be like this is my husband, and then we move on.
Oh, sorry. I saw our love story.
No. That's cool. I just didn't know that's what was happening. So.
Give me 1 moment.
Oh, you're good.
You was a boy. She was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
Okay.
Look at this flippiness. I look so gross today.
Joanna, this is exactly what I said I was afraid was going to happen last week.
What happened?
That we were going to start and nothing was going to be recording.
Well, it's recording on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but...
Can we use that as like an audio file to grasp from?
Probably.
I'm so smart.
Come up with the idea and make do all the work.
We'll see.
We may need to redo the intro later.
I'm thinking.
Okay. All right.
Let's go ahead and redo the intro real quick, and then if I can use the YouTube audio, I'll cut all that stuff in. But just in case, at least so we're not starting the show now.
Yeah, it's true.
We're a mess.
I mean, I showed up in a video this week. I'm proud of myself.
Every week, it's a little bit of progress.
Yep. We're going to be amazing in like a month. Do I need additional lighting? Am I dark? Well, you're kind of dark right now.
Well,
My goodness.
I mean, I can put more light, but it makes me look real white.
Well, Matt, I hate to tell you this, you are white.
It's just like it's like blinding.
You blinded me with your whiteness.
With science.
No,
Yes,
it's whiteness.
thank you.
I know it's what the I know. Speaking of reference to the song.
All right, so what do you want to? How do you want to do this? What do you want to do?
What do you mean?
We're in uncharted waters right now. I don't know how to proceed.
Just are we redoing the intro or do it at the end?
We'll do it at the end.
Okay. I'll make the story shorter, I promise.
All right, so what do you want to talk about this week?
I wasn't done with my story, ho.
Oh.
Wow.
Anyway, Matthew, thank you.
And we're back.
Sorry for that. Sorry for that outburst. Anyway, we reconnected because I had the boyfriend before Ryan was special. And I texted Ryan like
Ryan, you're special as well.
Yeah, but
I really hope in a different way.
Yeah. And I forgot to say this. I texted you that Joe and me broke up, but we hadn't. I just planned on breaking up with him.
I did not know that.
The next month or the next week because he refused to come down to Charleston.
I think like later that night I called you to make sure you were okay.
I know. It was over. I didn't
like to be fair, I didn't know because we kind of like fell out of touch for a little while. So all I knew was she had been together with him for a very long time, and then just sent me a text like, "Hey, so we just broke up." And I was like, "Whoa, hold on."
That's my way to get with guys.
Coming on subtle.
It was like your flirting style is a little aggressive.
I'm single. Works every time. I should write a dating book. Yell at men.
That story was too romantic.
I know, and then it blossomed to very quickly. It was like, "Hey, let's chat. Let's talk for 6 hours," and then our first date was awkward because I had planned to go see Dracula could do every year, Columbia City Ballet. And I told Ryan, he's like, "When are you going to be in Columbia again?" Because I was living in Sumter. And I said, "Well, we're going to see this ballet with my family if you want to come." But tickets were already sold out in the area we were. So he was in the balcony. I was in the front row. And I was like, "Hey." So.
But that actually comes back to be like super, super cute later, but not part of the plan because of your mom's first date with your dad.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. That was sweet. My mom and dad, their first date was to see Star Wars. And they went up there's the first Star Wars. And he's like, "Well, we have 2 seats, but they're not together." And my mom got her purse, thought they were leaving. He's like, "Okay, that's fine." And remarkably, I'm here today.
Against all odds.
Yeah,
but
my
the
mom
relevance is that they were across the theater from each other on their first date.
My mom was furious. Yeah. I would probably do the same thing though. Like if it's something I really want to see.
She's like, we're here. I'm
not talking to you during the thing, so
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Come together, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. It works out best for everybody. So what topics did you have for us? Because you said
I've got a list of stuff, and I think the way I want to do it is I'll go down the list of headlines, and then you can tell me what you want to talk about. Okay,
I get to Joanna's choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've got 15 cool job perks that keep employees happy.
Whoa.
Here's a survey called "How do you eat these things?"
I'm gonna guess wrong.
Oh, is it like one of those things where people eat things differently? Like, I eat an Oreo like this.
No, it's like, do you eat this with a fork or a spoon?
Oh, and you determine what's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are they passing judgment? I was joking, but am I actually eating my things wrong?
Yeah.
There's a story about drunk seagulls in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why were they drunk?
Scientists have done it again, and Lay's has released 8 new potato chip flavors.
I don't like and here's why I don't like
Oh.
Okay, we're talking about that, I guess.
No, I just want to voice I feel like the nation's been clamoring for my opinion on this. And this is a reference to an early episode, the only flavored chip actually there's 2. Only flavored chip that I like from Lay's, salt and vinegar, pickle chips. Everything else is terrible.
I mean, those both seem very similar.
They are. I guess I have a very limited palate.
It's like salty vinegar.
But the others don't taste like they're supposed to. Like the chicken and waffles, I was like, I don't taste anything on this. Maybe I'm not feeling it. Oh, also, I gotta tell you, you didn't order the right thing at Sonic.
Oh my goodness.
And you
talk
didn't
about
order the pickle slushy.
our feud that we had online in front of everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna order the pickle slushy. I was on my lunch break, and if I didn't like it, it was gonna ruin my whole day.
That's
Okay,
fair.
I promised to order it on Monday and do a full report. That means you have to do it. Yeah.
No, that's horrible.
I'll get a breath mint afterwards.
Pickle slushy.
I planned on my coworker Stacy and me. We had a meeting, and before we had the meeting, we had time to go to Sonic. And I really wanted to play a prank on someone, and I was like, we should order the pickle slushie. And be like, oh my god, they gave us an extra watermelon slushie by mistake. Do you want it? And just watch people like, but I can't
watch people go around.
Yeah, go around the people.
Joanna, that's how you make enemies.
Well, I really wanted to do it to my friend Brittany, and I'm gonna mention her name as much as I can. She's always like, I can never find your podcast, so I'm gonna talk all this crap about it.
But she does have a Google alert set up for whenever her name comes up.
But I really
not her last name, just Brittany.
Just Brittany. But she has the biggest deer eyes I've ever met, and this is like I love Brittany to death, so I'm not literally like bashing her. But she has the biggest eyes, and I wanted to see her drink it and be like, she looks like Zoe Deschanel to me. Yeah, and she got big, beautiful deer eyes.
Well, these new flavors are part of Lay's Taste of America collection. So they came up with new flavors for different places across the U.S.
Let me guess what some of them
can we try to guess some of them?
Yeah.
Do you want to guess where they are or what food goes with that place?
Is there a baked bean ones for Boston?
I think it might make more sense if you tell us like the location city, and we try to figure out the signature flavor.
Like, throw foods at you.
All right, so this first one is for just the Gulf Coast region.
What? Okay. The Gulf Coast region.
I'll give it to you. It's Cajun spice. So that's kind of how they're.
That was. Oh, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Cut me off, man.
Always right on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
Where's this one?
I want to get sponsored by Popeyes because they had those best Cajun fries.
These regions are very vague, I guess. So this one's like along the Atlantic, the Bay Area.
Wow, this is really vague.
Like, is there? You mean a city?
Oh, Chesapeake. Chesapeake Bay.
Where's that?
I'm gonna really, really hope it's not a lobster flavor. That seems.
Is it?
Very close.
Is it crab? Did they do crab?
Crawfish. Fish?
It is crab spice.
It was
nice.
crab.
You're kind of close.
So this one's inspired by the Southwest Tex-Mex food.
Tacos. Taco Tuesday.
Specifically Tuesday.
Tuesday. You can only eat it on a Tuesday.
It's the flavor of Tuesday.
Yum.
Not my favorite day.
Fish tacos.
Chili con queso.
Chili con queso.
Oh, this one's easy.
Now I'm nervous.
Where is... It doesn't give me the place.
Uh-oh.
I probably should have read this before we started.
That's fine. You didn't know I was going to pick it, so.
I don't know. It doesn't say the place. Made famous in the Midwest. Taste of the...
Corn? Corn? I had a real southern accent on that.
You really did.
I like some corn.
It's a deep dish. It says deep dish pizza, but I don't know where.
Chicago.
I guess that would.
It doesn't say Chicago. It just says Midwest region.
That is very strange because that would be. I mean, I think of Chicago. I'm not saying how the rest of the country thinks.
All right. Well, we'll just go through these. The fifth one is fried pickles and with ranch.
Is that the South?
No, it says also Midwest State Fairs.
Oh. No, we didn't. That's not them.
Fried pickle sounds pretty state fair.
Yeah, no, but we do state fairs. Why is that the Midwest get to claim it?
What about lobster roll?
Maine or
I assume.
It says New England, so I'll give that one to you.
Because of Disney World with the. Yep. That was one of the 2 dishes, and it was specific to America and in that area.
And this flavor is pimento cheese, which I don't know what that is.
You don't know pimento cheese?
No.
All right. Well, lucky you, in my opinion. I assume that's with the South because Lord knows that's here.
Yeah, it says inspired by Sunday socials and Southern charm. Here's a taste of creamy, sharp cheddar with a hint of cayenne pepper.
Yeah, that nails it. It's just
it sounds good.
You'd think that. There are a couple of places that have some really good.
Throwing some.
No, there are a couple of places that have really. I mean, people love pimento cheese. I can't stand it.
I mean, you talk smack of sweet tea all the time.
Yeah.
Are you guys really from the South?
Oh, yeah. I don't. I love sweet tea, and I love boiled peanuts, and I think that's probably the most Southern thing about me.
This last one, inspired by the food truck scene in the Pacific Northwest. Get a taste of Thai sweet chili sauce with a hint of heat.
That sounds awesome.
So there you go. Go look for those in your local grocery store.
You know what Lay's needs to do? I don't think they have a ketchup chip.
Starting July 30th through September 23rd, they are available in regional markets.
Starting right now.
So,
are we sponsored by Lay's? We should be.
Yeah, this episode brought to you by Lay's. Get you some.
All right, what are your other topics?
If they don't embrace that as their slogan,
get you some.
They're missing out.
Yeah, Lay's, contact me. I'll let you know where to send the check.
Wait, here, try 3 different takes of it. So give me 3 different choices.
They get to pick which one they like.
Let me hear it. Okay, starting with 1.
No, we're done with that.
Wait, let's hear the Queen say it.
What?
Lay's, get you some.
You're putting me on the spot.
I am. Chloe is. Do it.
What I don't even remember what I said.
Lay's, get you some.
Lay's, get you some.
Oh, I'm convinced.
Wow. I'm really hungry for Lay's right now, and I don't know.
I had to get into the character. Also have, I mean, I don't really have much more to say about this than Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, and James Gordon are set to star in a new adaptation of Cats. Does anybody care about that?
I guess that was a freaking reaction to have.
I feel like, and I've read, there's a great book called Dramarama by E. Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend it if you're a big theater kid. It's a great book, but there's a part in there where they all
also
go to
not sponsoring our show.
No, well, actually, she's lovely, but
she's absolutely lovely.
She is.
Keep talking. I'm gonna slide out of scene for a minute and get a water.
Okay, this is related to cats. I'll get back to it, but I just want to give a shout out to E. Lockhart. She wrote a popular series called The Boyfriend List, and I knew I was going to meet her. And basically, the character in the book, one of her therapy assignments is she has to write a list of every guy she's ever had any interaction with, that she liked, and her therapist kind of worked through it. And it doesn't sound like a fun novel, but it is. But I wrote a copy of my own boyfriend list, and she signed it. And she was like, "No one has ever done that. That's really cute. Thank you very much."
And you said, "Yes, I have a lot of time on my hands."
I have a lot of mins and a lot of time. No, but she wrote a great book called Dramarama. It's about theater students, and one of the girls is really excited about cats, and the other theater students are like, "Please don't talk about how much you like cats. It's embarrassing." And she wrote this description on it. She was like, "Cats was a big deal when it first came out because it was this big spectacle, and it was based on these great poems. But it became kind of like a sideshow thing, and like it became embarrassing to like cats and to admit that you liked it."
It has not aged well. It's very boring.
And Ryan says he hates cats, but he knows a lot about it.
I feel like I'm sorry, go ahead.
I like the music in Cats. I don't like the show.
Who is Taylor Swift going to be?
I don't know. That's literally all the details I had. That's why I said I wasn't really going to have much more to say about that than that. So we don't have to talk about it, but we are.
Well, I do have Ryan. What's your favorite cat from Cats?
Bustopher Jones.
Tell me about Bustopher Jones, Ryan.
He was just a fat, rich cat. Like he's mentioned like very, very shortly, and I just loved that. For the record, I think I figured out there was a day like in the 8th grade or something where we had a sub in our English class, and the sub was just like, "We're gonna play movies," and it was like we were going over I don't even know. I'm just going to say we're going over a work from Shakespeare. And so middle of going over Shakespeare, we have a day off, and the day off, we're not watching anything. Like there are many Shakespeare films we could watch.
Absolutely.
You know? No, we're going to watch Cats. And it
Classic Shakespeare play.
Yeah, it confuses me to this day. I was like, wait, so this is a recording of a show, I guess. Because again, no explanation. Just we're gonna watch this. Okay, bye. And then lights off, TV on, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on from there. And,
I mean, he could have at least done like The Lion King.
I mean,
or the version of Othello with what's the guy, Morpheus from The Matrix?
I could dig it, yeah. Lawrence Fishburne.
Right.
Yeah.
Chloe's like, why are we
or Leonardo DiCaprio in Romeo and Juliet.
I have such a love-hate with that movie.
Which actually, I think we ended up watching later in that class.
I think
when we went over Romeo and Juliet, so that actually makes sense. But again, that
movie's low-key terrible, but I can't look away.
but now I feel like I don't like Cats. I really don't. But I want to know a lot about it. So it's one of those things that I can just kind of almost like that's the premise of the joke is like if someone mentions Cats, I can list off a lot of facts about it, but then follow up with no, I absolutely hate it.
But my favorite, I will say one good thing, like the Magical Mr. Mistopheles is a great song. Memories, we got Betty Buckley, which I mean, we had Betty Buckley before Cats, but like we have her iconic
Memories.
Like, she's iconic. She's amazing. Magical Mr. Mistopheles is always my favorite, and I'll definitely like. Oh, I hate Cats, but I'll like. Oh wow, there never has been. Like I'll totally find myself singing it. Oh crap, what was the related note? I used to. There was these two little girls in my class who were obsessed with cats. That's all they talked about. That's all they wore.
Like the
animal, not the musical. But one day, it was at the end of the day. They were the last ones there, and I showed them a clip from the musical, and they went.
That's too much.
No, they started like freaking out.
They said, this is boring.
No, they freaked out. And one of the little girls went, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Well, I can see it's good for small children.
And it's like 5-year-olds across the nation.
I didn't like, my mom took me to go see it when I was little. And they come out into the audience and they like, get you. I guess. And they touch you. And this cat lady thought she was giving me a real treat. And she like purred against me, and my mom said I turned to her and said, "That cat lady touched me."
That's
like
traumatizing.
all big-eyed and freaked out. I don't like Taylor Swift. I feel like she gets a lot of hate. Sorry, she's gonna be in it.
No,
Jennifer,
I got it.
Who is the other one besides Jennifer? James Corden. He's great. I hope he's.
This is our anti-Taylor Swift podcast.
He's not gonna be Buster Jones, so that would be fantastic.
I love James Corden though, and I love Jennifer Hudson. I don't think Taylor Swift can sing very well.
All right. Well, there you have it, people.
Put it out there.
Goodness.
But who can resist like Shake It Off and a couple of her tunes? But
so you like her songs, but you don't think she can sing.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd hang out or anything. I'm sure she's devastated.
Okay.
I'm sure she's devastated. She's not gonna hang out with me.
Wow. What else do I have? Survey. They surveyed millennials and discovered that a key factor in choosing destinations for vacations is how Instagrammable they are.
Okay.
Let me just real quick. It drives me insane the negative connotation that comes along with millennials.
I know, and I feel like an old person wrote that and was like, "I'm gonna slander them." What's that thing they like? Instagram.
Being a millennial myself, I hate when older people talk about how lazy we are and how unmotivated and how we're waiting for everything to be just handed to us.
Well, actually, it's funny that you say that. There was a minor league baseball team in Alabama who they're trying to find different angles to get people to come out, and they had a millennial night.
Oh and I'm already offended. I'm triggered
right
now.
Let me tell you. The big thing was that all of it was effectively ways for, if you were a millennial, you can come out and get these different items, but it was all making fun of millennials. And then when millennials, responded by saying they were offended by it, they said, well, why don't you come and tell us in person by coming to like, if you come to whatever this office, then you can get free tickets. So their whole angle was to offend, to then get people to follow through with it, to then give them tickets to the thing that offended them.
Yeah, but us millennials, we
show
don't leave the house to go do things. So if we can't complain,
I can't afford it.
if we can't complain
They're free
outside of
tickets.
Twitter, then
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, wow. But it was all about, like, do you feel entitled to a bunch of stuff without doing any work? And I was like, that's the way to get me convinced to come out to see your thing.
I wouldn't go see baseball anyway. It's dumb. Was it
Wow.
baseball?
It was.
Okay,
It was
it's
yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
anyways,
I'd rather watch
I hate
baseball than football, though.
I hate that I'm a millennial because I hate that I get grouped in with other millennials.
Yeah.
I don't like the name.
But also, like, hasn't every generation complained about the generation after them about how these kids, they don't know how lucky they have it? And I feel like our parents got the same treatment from their parents, and
For sure.
I'm assuming
It's
that
cyclical.
generation.
You just I was gonna say, just as you move along, you take that spot. That's what happens.
so. I'm
Age
sure our
should never misjudge youth, though. It's very dumb.
All right.
I thought I was gonna say something really poignant.
That fell off at the end there.
so I'm sure our kids will be just as awful.
Oh, for sure.
I've got men are more likely to buy expensive engagement rings if their partner is attractive. And then on the flip side, more women who are more attractive will lower their standards in men if they get a nicer ring. The same survey.
Who's doing these surveys?
Probably the jewelry industry.
The jewelry. Have you seen the Adam Ruins Everything on engagement rings?
Oh my god! If you bring up Adam Ruins Everything, one more.
If you bring up a topic, she's going to bring up
Do I talk about him a lot?
Would you rather do your podcast with him?
He is dreamy.
I mean, I'm sure the answer is yes.
There's two. That's not. Hold on.
Matt's dreamy.
I better be careful what I say.
Why do you know him? I mean, no, unless you know
Because he's
him.
right here.
It doesn't say who conducted the survey.
I want to, give me the facts. That's a dumb.
It doesn't say.
Did you hear? Well, I learned it on a TV show, which
Oregon University.
Don't they have anything better to do?
People in Oregon don't know what they're talking about.
Who thought it was like that sounds like something a frat dude would say, like, man, I'm only gonna get my girl a ring unless she's fine. If she an Uggo, she getting Walmart jewelry. I don't know what frat guys sound like.
I feel like frat guys are exclusively buying Walmart jewelry, but
not unless she's hot. I don't know.
Eh.
I felt like Matt got to do an impression, so I wanted to do an impression.
Now you got it.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. You feel like you forced Matt to do an impression, so now you have to do one.
Yeah. It's not even one of my good impressions. I don't have any good impressions.
Joanna, how many podcasts did you listen to?
I listen to 3 right now.
Oh.
Well, I'm behind. I'm behind. How many do you
I
listen
listened to way too many.
That's not way
good
too
answer,
many.
good number.
I'm catching up on it.
Well, no, what I found is that I can't keep up with all my podcasts. I get real far behind real fast. They start piling up on me. So I have to listen to them on like 1.5 speed or double speed just to make sure I don't get behind.
A lot of people
Because
do that.
unlike us, a lot of podcasts come out on a regular basis.
We're trying. We know you're busy people.
I was like, hey,
we're a nice treat.
Look, if you want to give me a freaking studio and producers and editors that are being paid to do it, then sure.
Honestly, it's the editing.
Yeah. Sorry, I edit the other podcast that we do, and I know.
Joanna and I have talked about how you feel my pain.
Yeah,
I
show up.
It takes 2 hours to edit a 1 hour piece of audio.
Do you have a silent alarm on for us?
Do I have a what?
Silent alarm this time?
Yeah. This time it's silent.
That was very funny. I liked that the last time.
Well, it went off, and then it went off right at the beginning, too, because we ended up cutting out everything we talked about at the end, or in the beginning.
Yeah, you left my crazy, like, American president rant on there. I was like, what the hell am I talking about?
I thought it was funny.
I just love that movie, and anytime I start to watch it again, I have to tell like 20 people about it. Much like when I watched a program called Adam Ruins Everything.
Mm.
Adam.
This program, perhaps you've heard of it.
I feel like I've ruined you for Adam Ruins Everything because I talk about it so much. I mean, I mention it here and there.
So I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I don't have anything for us to talk about then.
You don't have anything for us to talk about. Edit this part out, even though it's on the YouTube. I'm gonna give you a question to answer in a moment when I think of it.
That's good. Keep going.
Okay.
Stall for time. Nobody will figure it out.
I know. I'm so good at it. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Oh, hold on a second. Hold this.
Okay.
Ryan, entertain. I'll be right back. I have an idea.
Oh, sure. I'll entertain.
She did this to me. She did this to me one time. She left and she said, "Matthew, just talk."
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Oh, okay. I think I see what she's going for now. Just off camera where no one else can see.
Okay.
Oh,
Come on, Chloe.
and she's back and yelling at our dog
Come on,
too.
Chloe.
Oh, no.
Chloe,
Dog's
this
gonna
isn't
get right
about
in the
you.
middle. No, Chloe, don't. There we
Where
go.
did Chloe
There's
farted?
good puppy. Oh, no. Okay.
Chloe looks like a pineapple. Not pineapple.
Looks like a pineapple.
She
Good.
looks like a porcupine.
Something's
my
wrong with
goodness.
your dog if she looks like a pineapple.
Okay. I'm going to ask questions. This was totally thought up
Can I get one back?
previously. Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan.
Can I be keyed in?
My mom gave us this awesome book.
Well, you gotta get closer to the microphone.
Oh, sorry. My mom gave us this awesome book when we got married, and it's called The Q&A of the Day. And it's full of really good questions.
Maybe
And
don't open
since
that.
you're like the other
against the
man in my
microphone.
life, you're going to answer them too.
All
Are you
right.
ready? Okay.
All right. I guess I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm in for.
I know.
Don't worry, it's exactly how I felt when she started reading them to me while we were
I'm trying to
driving.
find a funny
Well,
one.
I was driving.
What would taste amazing to you right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
anything except this water that I'm drinking. I think my
Oh,
water.
goodness.
I think my water went bad.
Oh no.
I think it's too old and it's starting to taste like the refrigerator.
Mm.
Do you prefer sparkling water or still water?
I like still water, and my favorite water is from the sink, and I put it in a pitcher, and then it's really, really cold.
Oh my god!
This is quality content.
You can wait. In South Carolina, you can drink water just right out of the sink.
Oh, you missed the step where it goes into a filtering pitcher.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that hard.
That's literally what you just said. Was you put it
Okay.
into a pitcher?
I mean, you can here in Southern California, you can, but it is not advised.
Yeah, not the best
If
plan.
you were to go missing, I'd look for you in. I guess I'm supposed to answer this for you, and then you answer it for me. I'll ask you.
Oh, like where would I go to try and find you?
Yeah, where would you go find? Where I go find you?
Well, I got a couple places. I'd probably first go to the local drag bar
That does sound like me.
if it's a Friday night.
Friday night.
If it's not, I'd probably do you guys have a local dance studio?
What is this, the 70s? Oh, do you mean like studio to learn dance or like a club?
Yeah.
Not like a
Yeah.
barn where you go
A bar.
dance the night out. Dance.
We're going to Hoedown.
It's not Footloose.
I wish it was. Anyway.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I would see. You're always going on these glamorous trips. So
Glamorous.
Glamorous to Vegas, and you're going to Cuba. I don't know where I'd find you. I guess I'd go look for you in Vegas. I'd go. You know what I'd do? I'd go find Ron and be like, "Where the hell is he?"
Mhm.
Ron.
He's not replying to my text. Is he texting you?
No, the last thing I heard from him was when he said hashtag mouthfeel on my video.
Hashtag what?
In my video, I went, "Oh, mom, good mouthfeel," and he said hashtag mouthfeel.
Worst thing in the world.
I know. That's boring because I probably didn't answer.
Okay then.
When was the last time you cried? Like Oprah.
I
Like, put on
mean, the next time will be when I'm trying to edit this podcast together.
Why?
I cried yesterday.
I don't
cried today.
remember.
Oh yeah. Why did I cry?
you remembered something and got emotional.
That was really sad.
Here it comes again.
I cried because I thought of something that I had read. It was really sad. I cry a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember. Probably the last time I saw a movie or something.
Did you cry at how bad Jurassic World was? Because I sure did.
Yeah, I cried out for the world.
Chris Pratt, you owe me $10.
I cried when we watched.
I cried because Chris
That
Pratt's between him and Anna Faris and Jurassic World, he's having a rough time right now.
Oh, he's crying all the way to the bank. Take some sadness for a couple of moolah. What's the most romantic? A couple moolah. What's the most romantic thing you've ever done?
Oh my god, I'm not the right person to ask for that. Diego, come here. He said no. What's the most romantic thing I've ever done?
Awkward silence.
That long pause is because there's just been so many things you can't.
He also answers no and then does stuff that you.
He just shrugs. He doesn't know.
Do you don't remember anything romantic you've ever done?
Not really.
Is Diego romantic?
Wait, hold on. What? I bring you stuff? I bring him stuff.
Aww.
Oh, like flowers. I thought you meant like I get up and go get things for you.
That is romantic.
Here are napkins.
Oh yeah, like I'll drive home when I'm driving home. If I pass the gluten-free bakery that's on my way home, it's not even on my way home. It's kind of out of the way, so this is even more romantic.
Not saying, just saying.
I'll pick up some cookies or cupcakes
for yourself. You're so good to yourself.
Because I feel bad for all the cookies I've eaten.
I like that. I don't remember. Ryan, what do you think the most romantic things I've ever done?
The most romantic thing that you've done? We've done a lot. I would say that for our
some would say too much.
What?
Said some would say too much.
Some have.
Okay. I think the thing that stands out the most to me, there are two different times. One's like actually romantic, and the other is like romantic to me specifically. So I'll kind of explain those. The first one was that for our first year anniversary, you made a collage of all of because we were a long distance relationship, so we were doing a lot of messaging and stuff like that. So you made, and so you can see it back on our wall, sort of, but it was a collage of all of the messages that we had and all the different, and it's full of basically ways that that we said how much we loved each other. So I thought that was all. And obviously
we have like a shrine to ourselves in the back.
But
Diego, we need to step it up.
Look at our shrine. I turned the camera off.
Oh, good job.
There's our weird.
But then
your shrine to yourselves.
Yeah, look.
I mean, one of us put all that stuff up.
Can you see all the bedazzling work I did on this shit? Oh, I said a bad word.
Earning that explicit tag.
Yeah. The shoot. What's the other thing I did? Oh no, I dropped it. Wait, I can't hear. Wait, I can hear.
Yeah. You need to put the headphone in so you can hear me. The other thing was that I'm sure she's mentioned it before. In fact, I know for a fact she's mentioned it before. I play Magic: The Gathering, and there was an event that I went to fairly early in our relationship and fairly early in my playing Magic. And I didn't really know much about what was going on, but it was a special set had just come out. And
sorry, I'm listening. Wow. No, it wasn't for that. It wasn't.
Jenna is done with this story.
Immediately exhausted by this.
It's not. It's unrelated.
But it was a special set. It was more expensive than the sets before it. It was like an exclusive. Hey, let's put all these expensive cards out in this thing. But I just told her I really was interested in it, and it was coming out right around my birthday. And so she said, well, let's go out to the shop, and I will pay for you to participate in this. And even though she had like a bunch of homework that she had to do, she stayed with me, even though the event was several hours long.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be hours.
Well, I told you that. up front, and you just said okay,
Okay.
and then hung around while I was going about that.
I fell
so
asleep in your car, I think.
at some point, you also got a
Yeah.
lot of homework done,
Yeah, I
and I
did.
felt very bad about all of that.
Yeah.
But it was also very romantic
Oh,
just
my
because
foot's
you
in the
were
camera.
you're just
Sorry.
doing anything to make the story end, I guess.
No, it's a good story.
What did you say? Oh. He said something, but now he doesn't want to say.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the two that I can think of.
All right,
What's the
well,
romantic thing I've
Hold
done?
on.
But what's the most romantic thing I've done?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted to
Jeez.
know.
Excuse me.
Your proposal is
Special
pretty...
guest on that we're going to ignore now.
Chloe,
She's
get out of the way.
you proposed to her. She thought that was romantic.
All right, knocked it
was
out
a
of the
good
park.
Proposal. It was a good proposal. And the ring was awesome because it was designed like tangled. It was her little symbol, the sun symbol, and then the ring box was a TARDIS that him and his grandfather had made.
I saw a picture of that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And you've done a bunch of other stuff. We could fill a whole hour with it.
I would not put anyone through that. I'm sorry.
When we get our own reality show. Come on.
I hope that doesn't happen anymore.
That voice? They don't like
yeah,
it.
that voice can stop.
These are okay. Some of these questions are lame.
All right.
Ew.
As we hunt down another.
Oh, I thought
Diego says the most romantic thing that I. Whoa. What did I click?
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh.
He had to work in San Diego for a week and a half, and I drove from San Diego to my work every morning.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
I didn't want to be without him.
I remember that.
Wow.
You're like, I'm so tired.
That we've never been apart for the last 12 years.
Ever?
Nope.
Wow.
I spent like 2 nights in the hospital with him. Sick.
Jeez. That was both the 2 nights in the hospital, but also something fell right next to the mic, and I apologize for that.
It fell on the mic. Why you haven't been apart even on a weekend trip? Like I'm going. Sorry.
Joanna,
What?
I need you to be a professional podcaster and mind the microphone.
I'm sorry. I keep dropping stuff literally on it.
And slapping the book next to the microphone.
You need a desk.
You know what? I don't.
I mean, they have one.
We were talking
What's
about.
a nickname you've been calling your partner lately?
Oh, we don't have nicknames for each other.
What? Make one up right now.
We just like I'll call him Babe.
I thought you said Bay, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, Babe.
Ew, please don't.
Oh,
That'd be
these
gross.
millennials,
No, yeah, we don't
gee.
have nicknames for each other.
I don't
Do we have
really want to.
nicknames? No.
Brian calls me Peanut.
I do call her Peanut.
Yeah.
And I do forget when we're around some of her new friends. And so I'll just, oh, hey, Peanut, do this. And they're like, what?
Who's Peanut? My favorite was we had these neighbor kids.
Joanna's like, that's my legal name.
We're having it
we
changed.
had these neighbor kids.
That's my middle name.
And Ryan called like, "Hey, Peanut," and this kid goes,
Oh,
"Is
that
your
kid.
name Peanut?"
Yeah, hold on. Okay, if we get to a moment where we need like just a crazy story, let me tell you about these kids that used to be our neighbors, because I don't know names or anything, so I can't like tie it to somebody. But holy cow,
They tried to.
there's a little bit of a story behind that.
That's crazy. Hold on, we're answering interesting questions.
Yeah.
Are they interesting?
I'm interested.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna be a rough episode,
Loud
Joanna.
buzz are not
No, it's
good.
not.
Stop.
It's not a bad episode. It
We were talking about.
Please stop doing that.
We were talking about water earlier, and Mindy said that she has well water.
She does.
Yeah.
She's all fancy. Minnie's like a pioneer woman.
That
I
sounds.
admire her.
Is that? I mean,
She has a well in her
Here,
backyard.
take this real quick.
I don't know anything about that. Is that like
Just a second.
clean?
I imagine. I think it's from the city. The city wouldn't hurt us, Matthew. The government loves us. It wants us to be happy. What are you planning to do next weekend?
Next weekend, actually. Oh, next weekend is the wedding.
Your sister's wedding?
Oh my God, it's
You
next
haven't done
weekend.
the speech for me yet, so I can
I'll-
give you constructive
I haven't done it
compliment.
for Diego and I were actually talking about it this morning. I have not run by anybody.
You didn't run it by your sister yet?
No. The last night, my mom, I was in the kitchen and my mom was talking to my sister, and she said, you and Matthew haven't gone over anything yet. And my sister was like, no. And she's like me. And I go,
We'll get to it.
I said, well, what is there to go over? I go, I'm gonna say some stuff. They're each gonna say some stuff. Like, I don't know what we have to. I don't know. She wants like.
No one.
She wants
No.
my sister to approve it or something, but that's specifically what I'm avoiding.
Are you just afraid you're like, this is terrible, start over?
Well, yeah, I'm afraid that anybody that I run it by is going to try to give me constructive feedback.
You know, I'll only give you constructive compliments.
All right, that's all
Like,
I ask for.
Sounds even.
So I'm
sexier.
I've very, very specifically have been going out of my way to not run it by anybody.
Is it indoor or outdoor?
Outdoors.
Oh my god! What, a day or night? I don't know why that matters, but it does.
I think like evening time.
Do you have a little microphone, or you need to project?
No, I do. I'm gonna have one attached to my lapel.
Are you nervous?
Not really. Well, I kind of. I'm probably going to be right before, and then once I get started, I'll be fine.
Is she nervous?
I
Not
don't
that
know.
you're doing it. She clearly asked you, so
Yeah.
I assume you guys are close.
Yeah.
She
No.
didn't know her name. And
Well, I mean, not like she lives out of state, so it's not like we go out and do things all the time. Hold on. Mindy says it's not city water.
Wow.
It's a pump that takes the water out of the natural spring from the land, and it's pure spring water, no chemicals. Well, I'm just
in it, though.
see, and I'm just picturing like dirt. Dirt makes me nervous.
Every time you just made me think of you as the elephant from Tarzan. Do you remember that elephant from Tarzan?
Tantor.
Tantor. He goes, like, all the elephants are splashing in the water, and he goes, "Is this water sanitary? It looks questionable to me." Now what I'm picturing you as, that's your spirit animal.
That's me.
That's your spirit animal. What's your favorite Disney villain? Because I have that on my brain currently. Because for some reason, I don't know why that's on my brain right now. I have a favorite.
I really like. You know, it's a good. You know, it's a good movie that a good Disney movie that's underrated is The Rescuers.
Yeah. You like the Rescuers?
Why do you say it like that?
No, I'm just asking. Like, I'm just saying. You like the Rescuers? Like,
Ryan's like, well, that's
my
one
goodness.
opinion.
no, I don't have any problem with the Rescuers. One of my favorite movies growing up was The Rescuers Down Under.
I've never seen any.
I haven't seen the Down Under, but The Rescuers has the mean lady with the crocodiles and the fat guy. I forget all of their names, but
The two crocodiles were Nero and Brutus, and she was Madame Medusa.
yeah.
Madame Medusa.
And she was trying to get the Devil's Eye, which was a giant diamond.
It's a good movie.
Was that
You gotta go
Disney?
see it.
Oh, I never
sure
saw
was
that. My favorite is
It's
Dr.
very
Facilier.
It's very sad in the beginning
Yeah.
Why?
because it's just like this little orphan girl, and she's sad
Yeah, because
Is it about mice?
because nobody will rescue
Yes.
or nobody will adopt her.
Oh,
nobody will
It's from
adopt her.
1977.
oh Jesus.
I have
didn't
to
know that.
go back and take a look at that. That potentially broke the Disney rule. I have to go back and double check.
You know about the
Of
Disney
what?
rule. Oh yeah, you were there.
The
I want
Oh,
to tell it. I want to tell it. Oh, you're. I
Was
talked
it-
about it on the other podcast.
was that the episode that I was on?
I don't
believe
know if
so.
you were on it. That basically animals can't talk in Disney unless they're enchanted or to each other.
I think the episode that you were on, I talked
other.
about a Disney thing. I talked about
Yeah,
Timber the
you-
White Lion
yeah,
and
It is a
And-
Walt Disney production.
Well, did they talk to the little girl?
well, that's the thing. There is a cat that definitely talks to the mice and definitely talked about how he knew the little girl, but I don't remember if he spoke to the little girl or not.
I don't think they talk to each other.
I genuinely could not remember. I know he talked about her. I know she remembered him, but Rufus the cat.
Matthew, what do you think of Disney bounding? Do you know what this is?
No.
Disney bounding is a way to get around Disney's cosplay rules because you cannot cosplay.
Okay.
You can't. Can I help you? Oh,
You
sorry.
keep putting it directly in front of my face. I would like for you to not do that,
I'm doing
please.
a little Mike Wazowski with you right now.
Disney bounding is Mike
I don't know what your
Wazowski.
problem is. Disney bounding. So people dress up in the color schemes of Disney characters.
Oh, okay.
Like Google pictures of it, and
Ron
some of it I
Ron
like.
would know about this.
Some I hate. Some make me overly angry.
So like you could wear
Joanna,
like,
that's a weird thing to be angry about.
you could wear like a black shirt and purple pants, and that would be going as Ursula, because her color scheme is black and purple, and that's it. And on top of that, like your necklace would have like the shell. You'd have like the shell necklace.
So your question for me was, oh, how do I feel about that?
Yeah, Google pictures and rate. I think I don't know why I'm so mad about it.
Why are you mad about it?
Because there's such a range. It's effectively I wore a color, ergo I am Disney bounding as this character, and I feel like that's if you're going to go as the character, there has to be more to it than.
Well, then some people put a lot into it. Like there's a lovely Disney bounder I saw because I have a hashtag like alert for it because some of it I really like. And there was this girl who had a red like 50s style dress, and then she had like a yellow pattern splash that was supposed to be honey, and she had Pooh's face in the middle of it. I was like, okay, that's cute. And then people were like, I'm wearing a green shirt today and purple pants. I'm Ariel.
Oh, well, I guess the ones that I just looked up were more elaborate than just.
And I think that's why you came in like the ones that I saw to begin with were just kind of I'm wearing this shirt and these pants, and therefore I'm Disney bounding. So I don't really care for it at all.
Also, I'm mad that people are going to Disney and I'm not.
I think the first ones that you saw were more elaborate, so your opinion was a little bit higher of it than mine.
You're doing. I'm gonna send you that.
I'm just mad that people are going and I'm not.
Can you stop?
All right.
With your foot.
I don't know what this episode was about.
This is going to be a throwaway episode. But we did one. We needed to talk.
Joanna,
also, why do you always you get mad? You're like, what a waste of an episode. You talk to me.
That's what I was going to say. Sorry, when you brought up Disney villains. There is a theory that Gaston was the hunter that killed Bambi's mother.
What?
Yeah.
Explain.
I mean, there's not much to it.
Gaston's a hunter, ergo.
Well, I mean, yes, number one, but number two, they use a lot of the same footage in earlier Disney things to try to cut down on the expense of animating everything. So, like, if you look at, there is a dance scene. Oh, geez, let me make sure I get this right. I think it's Jungle Book and also from Robin Hood, and it's like different characters, obviously, but it's the same animation,
the same sequence.
Yeah, so like they start off with that, and then they make it the whatever characters are off of that. But they have a lot of different scenes where you can see, especially from earlier stuff, where it's similar in a major way.
They did that with Aristocats too.
Absolutely, yes, that's another example of. I think that might have been the one that I was thinking of with the Dancing with Robin Hood. But like, there's a bunch of them that they have similar.
Snow White, Mary Magdalene. Oh my God, Mary.
Maid Marian.
Maid Marian, thank you.
So they copy a lot of things over, and people speculate that from one image at the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, that there was a doe that was sitting next to a river, next to a stream, and it's the same exact style that they do with Bambi, with the deer and Bambi. And obviously that could be just the same animators, what have you. But people speculate that deer is actually Bambi's mother. And from that, they speculate that therefore Bambi and all of that is set in the same world as Beauty and the Beast. And therefore, the only one that makes the most sense would be that Gaston, because he is the greatest hunter and never misses a shot, would be the one who killed Bambi's mother.
Really sad.
Aren't they all supposed to be like in the same world?
Pixar is all supposed to be in the same world.
Like the like Frozen and Tangled and
Frozen and Tangled for sure are supposed to be in the same world. And they're the same team to do that.
It's supposed to be the the ship from Frozen is the one in the beginning of The Little Mermaid.
They
And Tarzan
mentioned
is the
that,
brother.
and Tarzan was their long lost brother. Who that was when the ship actually wrecked with the spoilers with the their parents. Oh my goodness, with their parents that that was actually their parents did not die. Their parents were Tarzan's parents who set up everything on the island and then ultimately died. Again, spoilers.
So
But
I gotta tell you on a very different note. I'm looking through this book, and toward the end of the book, it gets like really deep. And one of them sounds mean. It says, "Do you feel good about your choices today?" And it's like something your mom would say if you were in trouble.
No.
I don't feel good about it either.
yeah.
Yeah, and they got a sweet backpack. That was awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan got me a Riverdale backpack. You need to watch Riverdale.
I've seen a lot.
You need to go back and watch it. It's so terrible, but I love it.
All right. Well,
Somehow I got
Joanna,
roped into watching it. I don't know.
well, Joanna, I think that's gonna conclude this week's episode.
This one was our best one. I
Arguably.
even got it all
Hey,
set
real
up.
quick, since I don't know when I'm going to be on next, do you want me to tell you the story about our crazy former neighbors, children
Go.
who were just a nightmare?
Yes.
To begin with, when I first moved into when I first came over to the house to move stuff in, they were playing in our driveway, but there was no one around, like no parent around to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, two little kids in the driveway. That's cool. I then explained that I was the new neighbor and said hi and was going to go carry stuff inside. They started asking me a bunch of questions, including like they swear they've seen me somewhere before, and then swore up and down they saw me on TV running from the police.
That's true, though.
Mm-hmm.
I followed up with a joke saying, because I'm quite large, I'm a large fat man. That I don't do much running anywhere, so clearly that wasn't me. So jump forward to like I've moved 2 boxes into the house, and the little girl just kind of stands up and goes, "Hey, you're fat." I was like, "All right, thanks for that. That's cool." Sure, I can hold the mic while I'm talking about things. Oh, okay. Lose my. That's cool. It's fine. Whatever. No, you made me go deaf. Oh, okay. Then as I'm continuing, they are continuing to ask if they can come into the house. And I'm like, my first instinct is like, yeah, whatever, because I don't really care. And I am to me, I am obviously not any kind of threat. But then I realized I don't know these kids. They don't know me. Their parents don't know me. There is no need for my first impression in this neighborhood to be, yes, he let the strange kids come into the house. So I went, no, you should probably get permission from your parents. They're like, no, it's okay. They said it's okay. I was like, no, because you're right here. They definitely didn't say it's okay. So maybe go check with them, and as long as they can come out here and tell me that it's cool, then that's fine. Because they ran into the house, but like went inside of the door, waited a couple of seconds, and then came back and said, yeah, they said it's fine. I'm like, why don't you get your parents to come out here, say hello to me, and tell me it's okay? When that didn't happen, they continued to, as I was moving stuff in the house, they continued to run through the house. Like, when I told them not to, okay, then they continued to go around and talk about how they were going to break into the house. And, like, there were loose bricks that happened to be around. They were picking them up to try to, like, break the doorknob to the back door to get in. And, like, sprayed stuff against our windows just because they thought it was funny.
It was funny, though.
Oh my god.
I'm their gang leader.
Then when I go to leave, they like decide to literally jump on my car.
I forgot about that.
And so like I said, okay, I'm not moving until you guys get off. So they continue to like jump up and down on the trunk of my car. So like I honked the horn. And they ran off
with dogs.
like you do with anything that needs to get off of my freaking car. And they run back around, but as I'm backing out, they keep trying to sneak up on my car. And I'm like, if I try to gun it, I could like legit hit them. So maybe I don't do that. So I got to like slowly creep my way down the street because they like chase me 2 or 3 houses down as I'm driving away, and knowing I have to come back. This is where I'm going to be living.
Is this the current house?
Yes,
Yeah,
this is where we
they're
live
gone
now.
now.
They have moved. They are not here
I
anymore.
was gonna say.
Which their moving was entertaining as well. But so they kind of continue to play around and kind of wreck stuff and whatever. But like 2 days before they move out, they're playing in the front yard and they go into their parents' car, their unlocked car, and get out a lighter and start playing around by lighting stuff on fire.
You know, as kids do.
This then leads to them getting the gas tank that is sitting in the front yard and spreading it around the shrubbery and whatnot that's sitting right next to the front door and starting a fire they clearly did not realize was going to be as big as it was.
Sounds like these kids need an Xbox.
All the while,
outside.
and this was like Joanna and I were sitting in the front yard, like there were people that were right there, and there's like, yeah, no, this is a good idea. They run around to the backyard, come back with another loose brick to put on top of the fire to stop it, which honestly, pretty smart move. I wasn't expecting that. It did actually put the fire out, and then they like ran to hide all of it. With a giant scorch mark in the front yard.
Yeah.
And also would light pine cones and throw them into the like wooded area behind their house. So
yeah, when adults always tell children like go outside and play, this is why you don't want to go outside and play. When I still working after school, that was my first job. I was working with like elementary school students.
Mm-hmm.
For the first 3 months, we never went outside, and they're like, "Why can't we go outside?" I was like, "It's dangerous outside." I literally told them that. I was like, "It's so dangerous outside. I don't want to get anyone hurt. I'm gonna stay inside. We got board games, you got music, you got books, you got a
never leave the house."
And they were like, and they were athletic kids, like, please come go outside, please. And I kept reading all these articles like how children need to go outside after they're done with school to get like a mental brain break. And the whole time I was like, where is everybody? Don't run too fast. It was terrifying. And then it got even worse when I went to work at another daycare after. Well, I worked with little kids then, and we went outside for the first time by myself. I went outside with what's the ratio? 8. In South Carolina, you can have 1. It's 1 to 8. Because they're 2, but we all went outside, and it's a
you
small
cut out
area.
for a minute. I thought.
What's up?
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you cut out for just a second.
Oh yeah. So when we went outside with the 2-year-olds by myself, I was like, please don't. Let's sit over here and read a book outside. And I literally brought books outside. And these kids are like, I want to run. I was like, too bad.
There's no like fenced in area or anything.
Yeah, it is, but they could.
Like a dog park.
I was so scared. And right now it's funny because I have babies, and we have this cute like multiple child stroller, and it's so luxurious. It's got a shaded little tent, and then it's got this little thing for them to put up their baby feet, like a little footrest. It's so bougie. And
as opposed to their adult feet.
Yeah.
they got a Flintstone at both.
Yeah. And we just go, I'm like, this is perfect. We can go outside and they can't go anywhere. They're all, and then I do have a little like crab pool for them to sit in, but then I just like stuff it with pillows and they basically just like lay outside.
Just sitting on a throne.
Yeah, sitting on a throne of pillows. And when they try to move, I'm like, nope, back in your pool. I only take out like 3 at a time for that. So, because, babies organizing is dangerous.
All right.
See what you together. All right, are we ending this?
I think we're going to wrap it up.
Oh
my baby organization story wasn't interesting enough for you, Matt?
I mean,
I'm going to stick my babies on you.
That's at least one shot.
I'm going to stick my babies on you.
All right.
You're just going to hear a knock at the door, and it's like, in the Muppets when they all, like, stand on top of each other?
Or I'm going to look out the peephole in the door, and I
Mr.
won't be able to
Coleman.
see anything because they're too short.
And you open the door, and they're, Attack!
I'm amazed they were able to say attack.
We're very verbal.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude this week's episode of That's What I Said
With me.
with Joanna and Ryan.
Hey.
Be sure to join us next week. We're going to be here the same time, same place. Probably not.
Hey, Saturdays at 9:30 are my thing.
Be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss any episodes. If you like us, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Make sure you follow our show on all of social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search for That's What I Said podcast. You'll find us. You can also follow Joanna and me individually on social media. Links for all of that will be in the episode description. Ryan, do you want anyone to follow you?
Oh no, it's not worth the time.
I follow you.
Thank you.
All right.
You
Well,
have a Twitter.
I do have a tweeter.
You gotta guess what it is. We'll link all that in the description. All right. Bye, everybody.
all right. Bye.
End it.
All right.
Over.
Did you end? It's the best way to.
Did you end it? You sound sad.